So we're going to be talking about how do you do stress management in an office visit. And this is brief because when you're doing stress management, it's rare that you're going to have somebody that comes in and says, I want to learn how to do stress management. Give me all of your time. So it's usually going to be in the last part of a visit. And if you have 5 minutes, even 3 minutes, you can do something with stress management. So first, of course, is that you have to establish that they want to learn about stress management. That's pretty fundamental, but that step can't be forgotten. So what I usually do is I say something like, do you think any of these symptoms could be related to stress? And they're usually like, yeah, I do. Okay, great. And I usually say, I don't think they're all stress, but I think that learning some stress management would be helpful. Do you have ways that you know how to manage stress? And sometimes they'll say, well, yeah, and they might give me some examples, and I'll be like, great, how often do you do those? And if they give me examples that I think are going to be helpful, then I just encourage them to do those more often. Pretty simple. Stress management taught. If they don't have ways, or if they have some ways that I don't think are going to be as effective, I ask a simple question. Would you like to learn a simple exercise that's been proven to help with symptoms exactly like you're experiencing? And they often will say, oh, that would be great. And I say, I have a handout to back this up, so you don't need to take out any notes. Just make note in your mind so that when you look at the handout, you'll remember what we said. And then I teach Herb Benson's relaxation response. Fairly simple, or I'll do a 4-7-8 breath, or a 2-4-2 breath. There are different breath counting exercises. On this one, what we're going to do is we're going to go over Herb Benson's relaxation response and how I teach that. So I have them close their eyes, and I have them put their feet on the ground, turn their cell phone off, and then I say, just take a deep cleansing breath. And they take a deep breath and exhale. And I might prepare them by asking if they've ever been up in an airplane. Have you ever been up in an airplane? Have you ever been up in an airplane when it's cloudy? If they say yes to that, then I say, do you remember what happened when you got above the clouds? And they say, yeah, it's sunny up there. Or they may say, no, I don't remember what happened. I say, well, it's almost like you go on the top of the mountain and you're looking down on a valley of fog. It's that same thing. So when you pop through the clouds, I was in once when it was stormy, and I remember when I got to the top above the clouds, it was a totally sunny day. And I was blown away that it can be stormy and rainy. And when I popped through the clouds, it was a nice day. And they're like, oh, yeah, I get the idea. And so I say, so your thoughts and emotions are all down here, just like the clouds, right? And you're going to use this exercise to pop through the clouds and focus on something other. The stress or the things that were bothering you may or may not go away, but your focus is going to be somewhere else. And that's what this exercise does really well. And they're like, oh, great. So you can either focus on your heart, or you can focus right here on this area between your eyebrows. And I want you to start breathing into that area. And you're going to use a word. If you have a word from your faith, you can use a word from your faith, or you can use the word one, or you can use the word sun, if you like any of those. Because we're using the sun metaphor, a lot of people use the word sun. And so you inhale, and you say that word, and you exhale, and you say that word. Really simple exercise. And then I do it with them for about 4 to 7 breaths, and I say, do you feel any different? And they do. So it looks something like this after I've done that brief intro. Okay? So inhale, say the word. Exhale, say your word. Inhale, say that word. And exhale, say that word. Inhale, say that word, and exhale, say the word silently to yourself. And continue at your own pace, a few more breaths. And after they've done that a few more breaths, I ask them, how do you feel? And they usually say, wow, I feel a lot more relaxed and centered. And I said, that was just about 7 or 8 breaths. Can you imagine if you do this for 5 minutes a day, or 10 minutes a day, or build up to 15 minutes a day? Imagine if you do that 2 or 3 times a day, just in your middle of your day, how different your life will be. It's like you climb upstairs and you get to climb back down again. so your stress doesn't take you all the way up to that threshold where you feel out of control. And I start to shake their head and I say, and if you're having trouble sleeping at night because of thoughts, you can do this while you're laying in bed. Inhale, say that word. Exhale, say that word. And that's a simple way you can do stress management in 5 minutes or less in an office visit, and print out a handout, hand it to them, circle that exercise, and then say, and there's lots of other ones on here that you may want to try as well. Enjoy.